Here we are inside of day 4 already of the Mindset Magic Healing Frequency Experience. I am Dr. Lachelle Weemy, and I am so excited to continue our conversations all around SEFI, Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinting. And we learned some of the fascinating ways that we can utilize this technology yesterday, and I want to dive into it a little bit more. But before we do, I thought we would go into a little bit more of why do we care about this? And I feel like it's worth going into the reminder that the scan uses resonance energy and it utilizes scalar waves and it reads your biofield and is able to deliver the energy that you need. Okay. Now remember that because our consciousness is so amazing and our biofield allows to work with our consciousness, you cannot mess it up. You cannot send energy to anyone and make anything worse. It will accept what it needs and it will reject what it doesn't need. And so have fun with this, okay? Now, you might be asking, why do I care so much? I mean, I've taught you a little bit about how you can utilize it to treat certain things, but I'm going to take it one step further. And I want to help you to not only survive, but I want you to thrive. And we're going to do that by acknowledging that when we are thinking a thought and it leads to a feeling, it impacts, right, our electrons in the way they're rotating, and it impacts our vibration, our frequency. When I am feeling things like love, joy, peace, gratitude, I'm actually vibrating much higher. My electrons are rotating faster. When I'm feeling things like sadness, depression, unworthiness, guilt, shame, victimhood, I'm vibrating much, much slower, right? And my vibration is lower. Now, why does that matter? It matters because matching vibrations will attract to one another. We are a matching vibrational universe. And so a frequency of love, joy, peace, gratitude, freedom will actually be an energetic match to things that are at that similar vibration. Just like things that are at a low vibration will be an energetic match to those things as well. Here's an example. Let's just say that you woke up late, your alarm didn't go off, and now you're already late and you spill coffee on your shirt and you get pulled over by the police on the way to work. And then when you get to work, everybody's crabby. It is literally the law of vibration in action, because what you're seeing is things that are at the same frequency attracting to one another. And I love this because it's such a great visual demonstration of what I'm talking about here. Einstein describes this with the term entanglement. What that means is that the electrons in one thing will actually dance around the electron in a thing of the same vibration. And so that's why when you're having a bad day, you just keep having more bad things happen to you. It's like, oh my gosh, like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And then it feels like when things are going really well, things continue to go well. It's because your electrons are entangling with things at the same vibration. If you are stuck in a rut and you're like, why in the heck are things not turning around? It's because you have aligned yourself with the vibration of the rut. But if you are like, oh my gosh, like things are clicking, or you want things to be creating with more ease and flow and peace and joy and fun, you have to allow yourself to get to the point where your thoughts and your feelings are in alignment with that higher vibration. And I tell my clients all the time, and I'm going to tell you these really cool secrets. When you think about a problem that you have and you are analyzing it from every single angle that you could possibly think of, you are just realigning yourself with the problem. Meanwhile, the frequency higher holds a solution. The law of cause and effect, the law of supply and demand all come into play here. So when I think a thought, I can cause a different effect because of my feelings. I also recognize that the law of supply and demand says that God will literally give us the supply when the demand is present. And so the problem exists, so does the solution. And all we need to do is to raise our vibration in order for us to realign with the actual solution. This is what happens when all of a sudden you have a download of an idea, or you have been praying for something and all of a sudden you have this amazing conversation with someone and they give you the idea that changes everything. This is when you start to have the conversations, meet the people, things just start clicking. It's because everything is entangling at that vibration. So the more that you can purposefully put yourself into the vibration of what you want, the more likely you are going to see an expression of it in the outside world. It's so cool. So what I want to do is go ahead and get into some of the custom playlists that we can give you access to. Okay, so like always, we are going to go right up into this upper left-hand corner if you need to get back to the main menu, and we are going to go right down here into SEFI, okay? Now, yesterday, I introduced all of these different playlist menus, and I hope you had fun just diving through and getting used to seeing what's in there. So today, what I want to do is teach you how to create custom playlists. Now, this is going to be super helpful because you can literally save these playlists inside of your software for whenever you need them. And I'm just going to give you a couple of little sneak peeks, I guess, into some of the things that I have in here. So I have playlists for anxiety. I have playlists for specific people. I have a playlist for courage, for example. So let's just say that you have to make a really big decision and you're like, oh, I just don't know if I can do it. You can literally align your body with the frequency of courage. So I have confidence, concentration, success, accelerated learning, anxiety, because it treats anxiety, right? It's the balance of anxiety, mastering stress, self-confidence, success, super memory, ultimate emotion. So this is an example of a playlist. What I would suggest that you do is just allow yourself to open up the menus and ask yourself what just feels like it's a really good fit for this specific situation. And you can have an unlimited number of playlists, okay? So I have playlists in here for health and immunity. I have one in here for my real estate clients who are trying to sell their houses, money mindset, sending love. I send this to my family every single day, just as a little treat. And so I want you to realize that there's so much that you can do in here. Same with, I have a wealth one that I use actually and put this into my bank account. I'm going to get to that on day 6. I have ones for workings just so that I can be super, super productive and be, in very much focus. And so you can play with these as much as you want to. It's really fun. So how you do that is you just go up here into I'm going to bring you back right here. Okay. So we're going to do custom playlists. And then once you get in here, you can do this little plus sign and then you name it. And one of the things that I'm learning as I go is that choosing a really positive name of what I want is going to be really, really helpful. So let's just say that I want something for increased strength and mobility. What I'm going to do then is go ahead and I'm just going to go down to each of these different menu options. And I'm going to pick the ones that feel like it's a good fit. And I know that some of them might not even feel like, oh, I don't understand why that's an association, but I will tell you that your consciousness knows. Just allow yourself to trust yourself. So maybe it's integrity in the sense that you're integrity in integrity with yourself by taking care of yourself, let's just say. So whatever feels drawn to you, pick it. And you can pick up to 15 different things. And then we're just going to go ahead and hit save. Okay. Now, when it comes to playing or broadcasting, you can either, just like before, you can imprint or you can broadcast. Remember that imprinting is putting it into an object of some sort, and a broadcast is literally putting it through the ether into our biofield through scalar waves. Okay, both of them are just as effective. Sometimes people have a block where they're like, I just feel like if I'm taking medicine, I need to ingest something. So they will do that in that way. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew that both of those are fine. I personally will choose the simultaneous because it will just play all of them at the same time. And You don't necessarily have to listen, but I will say that when it comes to SEFI, part of our brain, we're conditioned to really need evidence to be able to receive. And so I feel like the more senses that you can integrate into this, the more likely that you are going to receive it just from a conscious, subconscious level. So oftentimes I will listen, but you certainly do not have to on this. That's what makes this particular part different than the inner voice that you had before, that where you get to pick the different music tracks, because those are meant to be listened to. This kind of fine either way. I do find that most people do get a little bit more of an effect if they actually listen to the tones themselves. So now, because we're having so much fun inside of SEFI, I thought I would show you another really cool thing that you can do inside of this program. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and here I am inside of the SEFI program. And I'm going to take you to Multicast, okay? Now, Multicast allows us to select or import subjects from a client group. And I've created a group. So I have my bank account, I have my family, and I have myself. And I'm going to show you exactly how to create a group right now, just so that you know how to do this. So if I go up here to this top menu, and I can do manage client groups, and I'm just going to show you how this works. So I'm going to do the plus sign, and I am going to enter coaching clients. Okay. And inside of this is where I can add different people. Okay. And I can add, let's see, who else? So let's just say I'm going to add just a couple of my coaching clients here. I'm going to save. And now I have this nice little group. Okay. Remember that in the upper left-hand corner is the menu button. Let's go back to SEFI, and we're going to go into Multicast. So now when I go to this group, I will have my coaching clients right in here, and they're going to show up. Okay. Now, again, I can do this without them knowing that I'm doing it. And I can also tell them between this time and this time, I'm going to be sending you things. And so when we know, our conscious can actually accept it a little bit more, but we still can get some really amazing results without them even knowing, so that their biofield can accept what we're sending them. Just like I explained before, it's just like prayer, right? So if I am somebody who doesn't necessarily want any of this, and I'm closed off and my mindset is closed off, the consciousness, the greater consciousness might accept some of that just because your consciousness knows what you need and your biofield will accept it, but there will be some resistance there. And so what I want you to understand is that when people know and are wanting this, they're going to be more likely to have more receptivity to the energy. And when people know exactly that it's coming or that it's happening, they'll have even more. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to send, I'm going to pick on my family, just because I don't want to, this is, in my opinion, in my integrity is impinging upon their biofield. And I don't want to do that for demonstration. So we are going to, oopsie, wrong one, sorry. I'm just going to pick my family, and you'll see that my husband and my kids are coming up. Okay. And so basically what I'm able to do is I'm able to send energy to people all at the same time. So if you have a client list, I send this to my family every single day. In fact, I've linked a playlist already that is my Sending Love custom playlist that I created. So I have these linked already. You can add more, or you can change them out, but I do this every day. So I just kept this one in here. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something really, really cool. I can just go ahead and play this right now. I can, send this for 30 seconds and play it. But what it's going to ask me in this multicast is to allow us to scan them to figure out where there's any resistance. So I'm going to use myself in here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I like to add an affirmation, an intention. Remember that we talked about in quantum physics how our intention can actually change the way that the electrons and the atoms are behaving. So our intention is important. So I'm going to write, you are loved. Okay. This is my affirmation reminder to myself. Okay. Now watch this. This is so cool because this affirmation is attached to this message. I'm going to hit flower and I am going to hit scan. Now what it's doing right now is it's scanning my biofield and it's figuring out where I have any blocks in my biofield that will prevent this playlist, this energy, this affirmation to be 100% fully accepted by me. So it's picking out any energetic blocks that I have at the current moment that is preventing or could possibly prevent any of that energy to get to me. So it figured out that there's a disconnected block with me. And then what it's going to do is it's going to use the flower that's associated with this particular block as a carrier of that energy. And so now all I need to do is I can hit this. I'm going to send that right to me. This will send it continuously. If I go ahead, I'm just going to do this for my whole family so that you can see this. So you have to go in and scan for the block. On all of the recipients before it'll send, if you want to send it all at once. And then what I do is I come up here and I pick the time and I go ahead and hit play. Now again, I don't have to listen to that. It's sending it through the ether using scalar waves to my biofield. So nobody has to listen to it. It just can play. And oftentimes I'll turn the sound down and I'll just run that for a couple of minutes and I'm sending all of those amazing frequencies to myself and my family. All right. I wanted to tell you a little cool thing that you can do so that you can treat multiple people at once. You can make a big difference for a lot of people. And I hope that this was really cool and fun and it helps. So I'll see you for the next training tomorrow.